Can everybody here see me? Saying I'm live. You're all going to, if you are watching me, I'm really sorry that you are watching me effectively talk to myself, because that's a little bit sad for you. And don't worry, it is sad for me. I'm not having the best of days with technical issues. So hopefully, I've got some people joining, so people must be able to see me. If you are in the group chat, just highlight that you can hear me and you can see me. Hey, okay, we've got action. I'm so excited about this. Woohoo, woohoo, let's have a little party. Okay, awesome. So we're going to whiz through the content today. I'm so glad that you guys have kind of stuck with me. Thank you so much. Apologies for the crap tech issues. I have got my trusty cup of tea in my Little Miss Sunshine mug. So we're going to whiz through this, give you some really super actionable content that's really simple and easy to implement in your business so that you can go through and have a really awesome launch. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share my screen and hopefully that's going to work. Let me know if you get issues. I'm keeping an eye on the chat box. So if you get any problems, just give me a shout. So let's start sharing my screen. You can see here, and I'm going to keep it on really basic presentation view so that I don't lose anybody. Today we're going to be covering how to sell out your launch in a week or less. And we're going to be covering my top 3 proven tips for a successful launch, my own private launch strategy, the one that helped me sell out my latest program in 4 days. And no, I didn't do a webinar for it. And we're also going to be talking about some free advertising strategies. So I'm not going to be talking to you about how to generate traffic through getting on Facebook ads and through buying into that kind of stuff, because you really, really don't need it to have a successful first launch. Thank you, Christine. I'm so happy that you love my accent. It's one of those things, the perks of being British. So why should you listen to me? Well, apart from the fact that I have a British accent, and I know it's pretty cool, but I'm slightly jealous of all you Aussies and Americans because I really love yours. I have a decade of corporate sales experience. I used to build global business divisions for large consultancy businesses and luxury fashion retailers. So yes, ladies, I was working with companies like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Chanel. And I do have a shoe and handbag addiction from that. Last year, I worked with over 450 online business owners to create successful sales processes. And I have this really cool consultative sales strategy. And yes, I'm a total sales nerd, so I do think it's cool, that really helps me help other business owners, and particularly online business owners, build simple, authentic sales funnels that actually work. And my dog likes me, which I think is kind of important, because if animals don't like you, I think that's kind of a sign. So if you're ready, we will get started. If you've arrived at this webinar today, you are probably in the process of launching a new program, product, or service. You probably want to hold a stress-free, multiple-figure launch for your new product or service, but you're kind of a little bit overwhelmed and you're not really sure how you want to structure your launch, and you're not sure how you're going to sell it out easily or find clients. You might even be feeling a bit frustrated. You've been creating all of these valuable programs in the past, or valuable products, but you're not actually seeing lots of buyers. And so the money that you're seeing is just not what you want. It's not enough. And actually, you are ready to see big selling success. So why don't people see big successes on launches? And why are people afraid of sales? It's quite simple. They understand that their ideal clients actually want to buy from them, but they just don't want to be sold to. And that can be really difficult when you're starting out with sales, and particularly during a launch period, when all you want to do is promote what you're selling, but you don't want to be coming across as that pushy person or that sleazy person who's just in it to kind of make lots of money and not provide the service, because that's how we kind of perceive salespeople. A little bit like the sleazy car salesman that will just sell you a car that you probably don't want, but pushes you into it. That's not how this has to be. And so today I'm going to share with you my 3 top tips to launch. And we're going to start with actually adding value and preparing your audience to buy. So how can we add value immediately to your ideal clients and train them to buy right at the beginning? Well, that is pretty simple. We're going to be talking quite a lot about getting to know your audience. So if you are one of those people who is constantly filling out ideal client avatars, and you know who your ideal client is and you're hanging out with them in Facebook groups, I want you to really get in their head for the beginning of your launch. I want you to understand what your ideal clients actually want and what they need, okay? And that can be finding them through social media. It can be emailing a list that you already have, whether it's big or small, and actually just understanding what it is that they actually will pay for from you. So I'm going to put that into perspective for you. Over the years, I have created programs that haven't sold out. And in fact, I've created programs that haven't sold a thing. Why am I telling you that? Well, it's quite simple, really. I didn't know my audience. I had created something that I thought would be valuable for them, but actually that they probably didn't really need, that was either too basic for them or too far advanced, and I hadn't done my market research properly. I also hadn't really thought about who I wanted to attract, or who I was talking to, or what I was selling them. And part of doing your market research properly is actually understanding those 3 things. So when you look at your first step to launching, my first top tip for you is to do your market research properly. And these are the 3 questions that I always focus on. Who do you want to attract? Who are you talking to? And what are you selling them? And sometimes you will find that the person that you want to attract and the people that you're actually talking to and seeing in your sales funnel are different people. And that might be because your branding or your messaging isn't necessarily right, and it just needs a bit of a tweak. You also need to know what you're going to be selling them so that you can really nail that branding and messaging, and make sure that you have clear calls to action throughout the course of your launch that encourages them to buy from you. So how can you get to know them? It's really simple. I want you to ask them. The best way to launch effectively and to actually start generating a really cool buzz around your launch is to talk about it early in a way that isn't promo-y or sleazy. So getting out and talking on social media, or going to offline networking events, depending on how your business model works, actually really, really benefits you when you ask people, okay, you're my ideal client. What exactly would you be looking for from a program to help you achieve your desired goal? Now, some of the things that you'll see me do is go out into Facebook groups and often ask about the struggles that people have with sales funnels. What do you struggle with? What do you find difficult? What is it that you don't like? And I like to know those things so that when it comes to selling my next program or creating my next program, I create things that are actually designed to help them and that will really, really pinpoint their pain and that will provide a very clear solution based on what they're looking for. Now, my next top tip for having a great launch is to actually give value. Now, this sounds like a crazy one because certainly in the online space, we talk an awful lot about giving value. And so all the time, every day, you are being bombarded with offers to download free things. And if you're anything like me, you're a total freebie junkie. So I don't know about you, but my inbox is full of hundreds of wonderful opt-ins that sounded amazing on Facebook. And then I opened them up and I was kind of disappointed about a wishy-washy PDF that didn't really do the job for me. Okay, so what I'm talking about when I'm talking about giving value is actual and perceived value. And what I mean by that is your perceived value is your Facebook post. It's the value that somebody puts onto what you're offering for free. Okay, and it's the value that they think or that they see in your free offer. Now, if you're writing a blog, for example, and you're giving somebody a how-to, or you're giving them a 3 top tips or a 3 top mistakes, that's perceived value, because what you're doing is you're giving them something that they are weighting the value on. With actual value, you are giving them something that they can walk away with in their business and immediately use. So hopefully this webinar today will give you actual value, because it's designed to give you content that you can immediately implement into your business, take away, and actually use to make yourself more productive, to make yourself more successful, and to improve your sales processes, okay? Now, the way that we do that naturally is through a lead magnet. And this is something that we talk about all the time in the online space. You know, we've just kind of covered it briefly with freebies and an inbox being full of them. But actually, it's something that you need to take really seriously when you're launching. Because when you're launching, you want to have a really clear customer journey for people. And so what I mean by that is that you want them to see you externally. You either want them to meet you on Facebook or meet you on LinkedIn or see you in an external publication. And you want them to think, okay, that person is the authority in their industry. They are the expert. And then you want to lead them into the customer journey with you and lead them into the sales funnel for your launch by giving them something really juicy and really valuable. And I always get the question from people who say, but if I give away my really good free stuff, what will they buy? Now, the simple answer is that you can never give something too good for free. The simple reason is that people will look at something, particularly a free product with all of the kind of influx of people just whipping together a quick PDF or a fillable type form or something. They will look at something that genuinely gives masses of value and be surprised and think, wow, if their free content is that good, their paid stuff must be absolutely amazing. And so that's what you want to be doing. You want to be giving them something in their free content, in that value add phase, that actually influences them, that shows them that you are somebody who is an authority, who is an expert, and who is ready to help them on their journey and help them achieve the goals that they're looking to get towards, okay? So when you're looking at a lead magnet, and there are loads that you can choose from, things that my clients and I have had success with in the past have been cheat sheets, business blueprints, webinars, video series, audio series, anything that is short, sweet, and easily digestible. Because you have to remember that if you create something that is long-winded, it's going to be a longer sales process. And that's not necessarily what you want if you're going through a quick launch. Okay, sometimes when you're launching, you think, right, I want to launch by this date. And if that date is only in 2 weeks' time, you don't want to make them go through a 6-part audio series to try and get them involved into your funnel. You want to give them something that gives them immediate actionable value and that is easily digestible so that they're ready to buy from you, so that they're very quickly ready to take that next step and make big things happen. Okay, so those are the first 2 tips in terms of actually creating a successful launch, and they're very much about preparation. So it's about doing the right market research, knowing who you're talking to, knowing what you're selling them, and then positioning yourself as that expert and giving them that awesome value so that they can really see the value in working with you, and the fact that you are going to be somebody who promises them one thing but actually always over delivers, and somebody who is always going to exceed their expectations in terms of the product or service that you are giving to them. Okay. Now we're going to move on, and I'm aware that I'm whizzing through this, but don't worry, because I will be giving you guys some extra content through email later. So if you feel like you need to ask any questions, please do. I just don't want to go over your time, because I know a lot of you are in lunch hours and things. But we're going to move on to promotion, because that's where people tend to worry in their launches, and people think, oh goodness, I don't want to be the person on Facebook who's always talking about their new program and boring everybody to death. Trust me, that doesn't happen. You could promote your program with flashing lights and jazz hands every single day of the week, and you still wouldn't bore people, because social media moves so quickly that actually your ideal clients may not even see your posts. And that's why I recommend a really targeted and structured social media strategy during your launch period. Okay, and what that means is actually utilizing the tools that you have access to. Now, everybody is on Facebook, right? You know, I don't know anybody that isn't on Facebook. Even my nan is on Facebook. So I know that everybody has an ideal client who will at some point be hanging out or scrolling through Facebook and will be surprised by the ideal product or service that just pops out of them. And that's mainly because we're starting as a society to really utilize Facebook groups and their marketing. And we're used to kind of going into those groups, engaging, building relationships, and being sold to. And that's not a bad thing, so please don't think it is. When you're actually promoting your launch on Facebook, you don't have to be one of those people that every post is, please buy my stuff, please buy my stuff, because that's not you. If you're on this webinar today, you are somebody who is looking for an authentic sales process. And that's the really important thing. You are somebody who has a business, a product, a service, a program that is probably actually creating some kind of wider impact on the world, and that you want to be authentic, and you want people to actually identify with your program, product, or service and buy it because they know that it's going to add value. But you also want to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so there's nothing wrong with utilizing Facebook groups and Facebook group marketing properly to make sure that you actually make big things happen, okay? So here are some of the ways that you can utilize Facebook group marketing to actually start seeing big results. Now, you can see here there are a couple of examples from me. I did a free masterclass back in October all about opt-ins, weirdly enough. You can tell that I'm staying on that sales lane. And that post there, it talks to somebody, or talks to my ideal client, says, you know, if you're tired of creating awesome opt-ins that don't get downloads, then come and join my free masterclass where I can teach you how to generate 1,800 new leads with one lead magnet. And that was a masterclass that I ran. Now, from that masterclass, that was the first part of my launch, okay? And it was a non-sleazy Facebook promo post where I was just saying to people, you know, I want to educate. I want to educate you. I don't want to sell to you. I just want to teach you how you too can see success with Facebook groups and the marketing inside them. You can also see the second one there that's, again, me. It's about my blog, and it's talking about lead magnets. Would you be attracted to your lead magnet? You know, would it be something that you would be particularly interested in? Now, that one was a really exciting one for me because that was actually the value add and the start to that particular launch process. So that was a blog that people could read, get value from, that would show them how to create a lead magnet that was sexy, that was something that they really wanted to use and that was really valuable. But it also contained an opt-in banner to my masterclass. So it was designed for people to take a customer journey and actually read the blog, and then as a result sign up for the masterclass because it's something they were interested in. Okay, you can see the last one there on the right hand side. That's somebody who was promoting 5 days of free freebies around Halloween. You know, and even going into the upsell by talking about having 20% off of their coaching plans after people had downloaded their freebies. And they were doing that all in the same post. So there are a variety of ways that you can utilize Facebook groups to actually market what you are selling. Now you can also use Twitter, and you can use LinkedIn as well. What I'm going to talk to you about shortly after we kind of go through these platforms is the social media strategy that you can use that will best support you promoting during a new launch, and then will actually have more effect rather than doing the please buy my stuff strategy. Okay, so as you can see there are a few kind of clips from Twitter from Digital Marketer, 7 tips to improve your AdWords, and then obviously gives them a link to click on so that people who are looking to specifically improve their SEO or to improve their website or to improve their Google AdWords spend and results can just click and know that that's exactly what they're getting. There's also one from Lead Pages, a free tutorial on how we created our highest performing landing page. So again, all of these things lead into different opt-ins that actually get people into the sales funnel. And when you're trying to sell out your launch, that is super important, because the earlier you can get somebody into your sales funnel, the earlier you can start building relationships with them, building rapport, and making sure that they really enjoy your sales process. So that by the time they actually get into your sales process and you offer them something to buy, they are 100% in. They're signed up, they're ready to go, and they know that you're going to be the right person to help them get to their goal. Okay, so a couple of examples here as well from LinkedIn, where you can see different articles that I've written and ways that you can promote into different groups on LinkedIn to showcase how you can actually start generating some buzz around a launch without actually saying, hey, I'm launching this new program and it's going to be this much, please buy it. Okay. Now, I mentioned earlier that actually there is a really simple strategy for social media. And if you are anything like me, you probably don't want to be on Facebook for 10 hours a day trying to find your ideal clients in Facebook groups. And it gets a bit overwhelming and a bit noisy. But there is good news, you don't really have to do that. And in fact, one of the ways that I sold out my latest launch in 4 days was to create this big hype around my program beforehand. And so the way that I did that was to use the tips that I've just shared with you. So during my market research phase, I made sure that I was talking to people regularly about what their issues were with sales and what they would like to see created, what would make their life easier when it came to learning about sales and how to put sales funnels into place that were simple and that actually worked. That made people understand that I was going to be somebody who would come up with a program that would meet their needs. They just didn't know when. So I would keep in touch with those people and then make sure that they got access to my lead magnet. So they got access to my value add, and I would go back to people and say, hey, you know, the other day we had this conversation where you told me that your biggest struggle with sales funnels was that you felt like you were being sleazy when you were promoting. Guess what? I've got this really awesome blog where you can read about my top 3 ways to have a sales conversation that is authentic and consultative and not like a sleazy car salesman. And people love that, because on the page for that particular blog, there was then an opt-in. There was a way for them to sign up to my email list. And that was all about sales funnels and creating the perfect sales funnel for their business that was simple, authentic, and that converted. And that was really, really useful for people. So you start to see that people are getting bought into you and they're seeing results from the value add opt-in that you're giving them. They're understanding that you are listening to them when you're conducting your market research and that you're actually providing things that are tailored to them. And then they see your awesome launch when you finally launch something that is tailored to what they want to achieve. And that's really cool. And it also doesn't have to take long. You know, my latest launch, the one I sold out in 4 days, from creating the idea, the content around what I was going to do, and the start of my market research phase to actually closing the cart on that course was 2 weeks, start to finish. Okay, so in the first week, I did exactly step number 1. I went out, I did my market research, I got really into grips with the language that my ideal clients were using, the struggles that they were facing, the problems that they were having with sales and sales funnels. Then I created something amazing that gave high value that they could go away and implement into their business and start seeing results from. And then I gave them a launch. I gave them the opportunity to buy from me. And I showed them what they could get from a paid program with me. And, you know, I'm happy to report that lots of people bought, so much so that I had to create a wait list for the new version of that program, which wasn't something that I'd been expected to do. So that was really exciting. So why did you show up today? Well, if you're on the call today, thank you so much for sticking through all the tech issues, but you probably came here because you wanted to learn how to create a simple sales funnel to blast your next launch out into the stratosphere. And the information that I've given you today is the simplest launch strategy around, okay? And it really is the best way to sell out your launch. Learn what your ideal clients want, listen to them, give them value, provide that value for free, and then give them the opportunity to buy. It's one of my most simple but effective sales funnels, and it's the one that I use for every single pre-sale launch that I create. Now, obviously, you can create many different launch funnels, and if you're launching other things, or you want to make your launch even more sales strong in terms of adding in passive products to the mix, or adding in extra lead generation steps, or even increasing the amount that one person will pay to purchase with you, you absolutely can do that. But in terms of the simplest strategy to move forward with a sales launch immediately today, that is what you need to do. Take those 3 steps, do your market research, listen to them, give them something of huge value for free that is cohesive and that ties in with your core or your signature offer that you are going to ask them to pay for, and then offer them that opportunity to buy from you. So if you're here today, you have just learned in the shortest time possible the way to create a simple sales funnel that really will help you sell out your next launch within a very, very short space of time. Okay. Now, you have 2 ways of doing it. You can go away today. You can literally implement that very simple sales funnel. That means you can plan your next launch without stress. It means you can maximize your sales, and it means you can do it in a way that's easy, that's simple, and that really fits your business. You can really tailor and target it to you. If you want extra help and extra guidance, and you want to get those results even quicker, you might want some extra help. And that comes in the form of Sell Out Success. And you are literally watching my launch or second launch of this year in motion right here, because I'm now offering you the opportunity to work with me one-on-one and to actually get my input and my sales expertise in your business and helping you build the sales funnels that you need to take your business to the next level and see those big results. So what will you get from Sell Out Success? Well, you actually get weekly group calls with everybody else that takes part in the program for 6 weeks. You get a 6-part video series, which is really cool and takes you through amazing things to do with launch strategy, objection handling, sales calls, passive income generation, digital products, and so much more. And then you also get sales scripts, you get workbooks, email templates, launch planners, and everything that you need to plan and execute a successful launch strategy. And what you'd create from Sell Out Success, well, you create a simple launch plan that actually stops you being stressed and secures sales for your business. You get a structured marketing and promotion plan that will generate leads for you when you're not even working, and you really will have your most successful launch yet. And I can tell you that in confidence because I have some amazing people who've been testing this program for me, who have been beta testing and being part of my case study for the Sellout Success program, and who are seeing huge results despite only being a very short way in. So why is it jam-packed with awesomeness? Simply, Sellout Success is my favorite thing since probably the Wolf of Wall Street film. Within Sellout Success, we're really creating the right sales funnel for you and your business. There's going to be no sleaze, no slime, no pushy techniques, just proven consultative strategies that actually work, and that more importantly are duplicatable, so that when you have your launch after that, and your launch after that, and your launch after that, you can use these strategies time and again to continue seeing those big results. Okay? Now, some very intelligent person once said that you really are the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. I can say to you very safely that if you choose me as your guide, then you are well on your way to becoming a Sellout Success in the easiest, non-sleaziest, non-promo-iest, funnest way ever. And there's a special bonus because you guys turned up on the webinar and you actually put up with the tech issues that we kind of had at the beginning. And so for you guys, I'm offering a 2-hour one-on-one sales intensive directly with me for the first 5 people to sign up. And that is just for guys that attend the webinar. That is just for you guys, because I don't have time in my diary to do them for everybody. But I will be covering in those 2-hour intensives specific sales concepts directly tailored to your business. So things like branding and messaging, how to attract your ideal client, how to find your ideal client, how to build out that sales funnel that really works and that means that you aren't solidly jammed in Facebook groups. And here it is, Sellout Success. It's available to the webinar's attendees today at an early bird price of $7.97. It's going to be amazing. Here we go, Lorraine here saying, it's been amazing spending lots of time with you ladies and the awesome ladies in Sellout Success. You have a pretty high group average. You do. The ladies in Sellout Success have actually got some little bits to share with you after this slide. But the ladies in Sellout Success are friggin' awesome, and they are seeing some huge results. We've had one lady, Lisette Ann Volker, who has actually sold her first ever ebook, which was amazing. And in the first weekend, she sold 20 copies, and it literally took her a day to create. So she is superhuman. We've got people like Lorraine, who very kindly commented there, who have completely jazzed their sales funnel and redone it. And again, created passive income products that are able to help their business and really kind of kickstart their buyers into being trained into that purchasing habit before they enter into their one-on-one programs or higher-end programs. So that early bird is available to you guys today, just to webinar attendees, for $7.97. And here are some of the things that the women, obviously Lorraine's kind of jumped in there for me, and I love her for that, to say how great these women are. But, you know, we've got women in there. Lorraine herself, actually, there's a little clip from you where she's actually been asked to come and talk or do demos at different events, one-on-one cooking sessions, which is awesome. And Lorraine's actually been asked by a huge UK charity to go in and talk to them and do a health and wellness demo, which is so exciting. Got a little clip here from Lisette, who's very excited about her first ever passive income product being sold. I'm being sorry for shouting. But again, these are fantastic results. You know, we've got Christy here, who's going to be dropping a day from her part-time job to actually focus on her client work, you know, and focus on the business itself, because she can do that, because she's created a sales funnel that really is working for her, that is really designed to help her formulate the best sales process possible to make her succeed, okay? So some really cool things going on in there, and it's very kind of early on in the programs. People are having huge results, and I want you to be one of them. And if you would like to be one of those people, then I want you to come and join. And all you have to do is visit the website. So you can head over to jessicalauren.com/sellout success. I will pop that in the little chat box here for you as well, where you can go along, take a look at the sales page, take a look at what we're doing in Sellout Success, take a look at the weekly group calls, the kinds of things that we'll be covering, and how you can actually maximize your own sales results. And you can see there, people have said some very, very kind things about me over the last few months. And there are some great testimonials on the website as well that you can check out and have a look at and see what you think and whether you feel like you would like to turn around your sales results and see even bigger results in your next launch. So what I'm going to do now is take some questions, because I promised a Q&A, and I'm hoping that you guys will have some cool questions. I know that Cher was very lovely, and she sent in a question about freebies I wasn't able to answer. So for Cher Jones, what were the freebie examples? Freebies, you can have absolutely anything that is going to benefit your ideal client, that's going to really get them excited, but it needs to be quick, it needs to be easily digestible, and it needs to be something that's going to add maximum value in a short amount of time. And so some of the things that I recommend that are slightly easier for you to create and that are easier for people to digest are things like webinars, like this one, for example, things like really good PDFs or cheat sheets, workbooks, business blueprints, that kind of thing. And you can even do short video series, or you can do longer audio or video series, depending on when your launch is. So it really is all going to depend on when you have your launch, what kind of timings you have in mind for it, and whether you're going to be doing a pre-sale period or not. So if you're thinking about freebie examples, you're always more than welcome to kind of get in touch with me and ask more questions. But generally, I would stick with something very simple, very quick, and very easy for them to digest. Okay, I don't know if there's any more questions from anybody. I know that there's a little bit of a delay on Google, so I'm just waiting for you guys to type questions into the chat box if you have any. But please, if you've got any specific questions around your business and around your sales process and what you want to achieve, pop them into the chat box or get in touch with me. You know, please feel free to email me. There we go, from Lorraine. Repurpose information you already have. Yes, that's exactly it. You know, when you're looking at freebie, nobody wants to go out and create lots of free content all the time. You know, it's not the fun part necessarily, and it's not always the money-making part of your business. So if you've been in business for 6 months, if you've been in business for a year, if you've been in business for 10 years, you've probably got an awful lot of things that you've created over the years for actual clients, for paying clients, or to kind of attract people into your business, that you can be reusing and that you can be repurposing and creating into a new piece of content that can really boost your sales funnel and actually get people kind of excited and hyped up about your launch without you having to do that much, which is a really, really cool thing. So definitely, it's all about repurpose. Share there, thank you. You're so welcome. You really are so welcome. If anybody has any more questions, I'm gonna have a quick sip of my tea. I'm feeling very kind of zen now that we've got all the tech issues out of the way. So I'd love, love, love to answer any questions that you do have. If you've got any, pop them in the chat box, because I'm looking at them whilst drinking my tea. If not, please visit the Sellout Success page so you can see what Sellout Success is all about, and so that you can see if it is for you. You know, if you are on the fence, if you're thinking that Sellout Success might be for you but you're not quite sure, pop me an email or just hit the apply now button. And what that will actually do is put you in contact with me directly so that we can have a one-on-one call and assess whether Sellout Success is genuinely the right move for your business. Okay, awesome. So are there any questions from anybody? Any more for any more? I think my tea's gone cold. But it's always the damage with tea, unfortunately. Okay, awesome. We don't, fingers crossed, we don't seem to have any more questions, so I'm going to hang around for the next Lorraine, you are like the best advert for my business. So if anybody's looking in the comments there, you can see Lorraine, who has just typed in, just sold another ebook whilst listening to this. I am so bloody proud of you. You really are insane. You know, and that's the key thing. The women in Sellout Success are amazing. So if you are thinking about joining, you're not just joining me, you're not just getting my sales expertise. What you're getting is a community of women that are absolutely flipping acing it, because they are taking my strategies and they are going out there and taking action and making it work. So here's Lorraine. I launched my ebook at 2:30 a.m. and I woke up to 6 sold copies by 8. Yay! That's so amazing. I'm so excited. Like, genuinely so excited. I just had a bit of a squeal on a webinar, but no, that is awesome. And that just shows you what you can do. You know, I know we've got Tanya here as well in the comments, and these are women that are going out there, they are taking action, they're doing big things, and they're seeing big results. You know, if anybody hasn't kind of looked at Lorraine or Tanya's business, I'd fully recommend that you go and check them out. Lorraine's an awesome health and wellness coach, and she has an ebook that came out at 2:30 a.m. this morning that's full of amazing plant-based recipes. You know, really interesting business. Tanya is somebody who is a feminine and motherhood empowerment coach, and who absolutely aced her most recent launch, you know, and completely sold out over and above what she was expecting. So if you are thinking about joining Sellout Success, get on it. Come and join us. Come and join the community. Come and talk to the women in there. You know, explore the testimonials, explore the results people are having from the case study, and actually join a program that is designed to get you the best results possible. Okay? Amazing. So I am going to love you and leave you. If there are no more questions, if you do have questions, if there's anything you need from me, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can always email me, jessica@jessicalorimer.com. I've been super stoked to be here today. Thank you so much for hanging around despite all the tech issues and the kind of cup of tea, cold tea drama. Have a wonderful day. And if you go ahead and you implement the actions that I've kind of given you in today's webinar and they work for you, let me know. I love celebrating wins with everybody. Hopefully I'll see you all soon, either in Sellout Success or in my Facebook group, Fabulous Female Entrepreneurs. I'll speak to you guys soon. And Tanya and Lorraine, I'm catching up with you guys right now.